Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. I hope everybody had a lovely weekend. It's been a brilliant weekend for Bitcoin. We've seen a nice move to the upside. Let's talk about that. We are up 2.36% within the last 24 hours. Exactly what we wanted to see. If we take a look quickly at the price of Bitcoin here, you can see that we are up nicely to 30,650, and we did actually make it all the way up to almost $31,000. This is on the Bitstamp chart. If we go to BTC USDT Binance, let's see if we've reached $31,000 there. This will differ slightly on exchanges. Some exchanges may have actually just tipped over onto that $31,000 level. All very exciting times here right now, and we're very happy to see this as well. I would like to say that when the price of Bitcoin was much lower at these levels down here, we were waiting on this channel and we were saying we're expecting some positive price action here. Let me clear my chart for you and then pull it back up onto the chart here. So what we have here is, let's check everything's working smoothly and we're where we should be. Yeah, can everybody see the price chart now for me? Let me know that you can see the price chart, okay? What's in the chat today? Jason Smith says, good evening from Australia. It's green as far as the eye can see. Even the red has a slight shade of green in it. Good time to be in this space. This is the point in time that we've all been waiting for, and these are the rewards that we get for being in this bear market for as long as the bear market has been. It's not been a brilliant last year. The start of the year was brilliant, January to March, and then March to October. We literally saw so much sideways action. There was nothing really interesting going on in the space apart from BitBoy. And now we are seeing some nice movements to the upside once again. So this is the 2-hour chart here. Let's go into the 1 hour and you can see we are in an uptrend on this chart. We have a solid level of support moving to the upside here. That is currently at $30,060. We've seen a nice move to the upside. This is off the back of that fake news from Cointelegraph saying that spot Bitcoin ETFs have been accepted, and it was not true. We will be talking about that in just a second because that has actually really heavily impacted the market. And then we're going to take a look at the rest of the cryptocurrency news, and we will fully analyze the price of Bitcoin at the end of today's stream as well. Let's first of all check in on the CME gap right now, because the CME chart obviously creates magnets for the price of Bitcoin. If we take a look here, you can see that we did create a CME gap ever so slightly at $29,760 on the daily chart. We did have that wick there though, which could protect us from that. So what we can see here is nothing really to be concerned about. We do obviously have this one down here at 20,335, and we have this one up here at 35,195. All to be aware of, and very exciting things hopefully to come within the cryptocurrency space. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. I think it is now time to crack on with the latest cryptocurrency news. I think we've given enough time for people to join on today's live stream. Let's see what is going on. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. The first story of the day is spot Bitcoin ETFs. Are they going to change the space forever, or are they going to have no impact at all? Well, I think what happened last week was a pretty good indication of what could happen if spot Bitcoin ETFs get accepted. Last week, we saw Cointelegraph falsely report that spot Bitcoin ETF had been accepted. Now, around half an hour after they reported that news, it was confirmed that it was fake. However, it has heavily impacted the markets. What we've seen here is a lot of people looked at what happened and looked at the price of Bitcoin starting to rally as soon as that news came out, and realized that they're not in the position they want to be in ahead of the real announcement, ahead of the spot Bitcoin ETFs actually being launched. A lot of people saw that positive price action and thought, whoa, when that really happens, I want to be in. I want to have more of my portfolio in Bitcoin ready for that news, because the price could absolutely explode. Now, obviously, it's not 100% certain that spot Bitcoin ETF is going to be accepted, but it is highly anticipated. As you can see in this tweet, experts expect it to be approved at 90% likelihood. So that's getting a lot of people excited. People have seen the potential for the move off the back of that data. So it has really caused a lot of FOMO in the space right now and really is pushing the price of Bitcoin to the upside, even though we haven't actually had any major moves forward with the spot Bitcoin ETFs. It's just kind of made people realize how big of a deal this is. Now, we are seeing with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, we were hoping to see, we're saying Jason Smith sees in the chat the stream is lagging bad. It looks like it's okay on my end. Let me know if there are any problems though. We've got 16 people currently viewing today's stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button. What was I saying about the spot Bitcoin ETFs? What we saw was the SEC lost a lawsuit against Grayscale a week and 45 days ago. The SEC then had 45 days to appeal that, and then the courts had 7 days to decide whether they were going to determine what the next steps were for Grayscale, or if they were just going to say, yeah, Grayscale won, do what you need to do. And unfortunately, it does look like they aren't going to vocalize any other opinions. They've just basically set in stone, yes, Grayscale have won that lawsuit, now you need to continue amongst yourselves. So unfortunately, we haven't seen as much of a step forward with that as we would have liked to see, but Grayscale are preparing. They have said multiple times they've got people in their team ready, they've got all the documents ready to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF as soon as the regulators give them the go-ahead and they get the green light. So hopefully we do see some more positive news. Obviously, every single day we're getting closer and closer to that final deadline. BlackRock, VanEck, Fidelity, and many other major companies in the US have filed for spot Bitcoin ETFs. The final deadline for the SEC to determine whether they are going to accept or reject these ETFs is in March, but we also have a third deadline, which is in the start of January, 15th and 14th of January for the majority of those companies. So we could be seeing any day now the acceptance of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. These deadlines are just a point in which the SEC need to either say, yeah, we accept them, or no, we reject them, or no, we want to delay it. But when it gets to that final deadline in March, they can no longer delay it. That's the fourth and final deadline. So that could really be the point in which the cryptocurrency space changes forever. Now, I know a lot of people don't really want to see BlackRock and other major companies being involved in the cryptocurrency space. The reason we created cryptocurrency and we had Bitcoin was to move away from traditional finance, and now traditional finance want to get a piece of the pie. However, it could massively increase the amount of adoption for the cryptocurrency space. So I'm definitely for having these spot Bitcoin ETFs accepted, and I don't believe the SEC have too much of a leg to stand on to continue to reject these even further. But we will have to see about that. Gary Gensler does like to surprise us all, and we all know that at this point in time, since we've been in the markets in 2023, he's made it a volatile year. But let's continue on to the next story here. We are still talking about the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and we want to talk here about the effect of altcoins. What is the spot Bitcoin ETF going to do to altcoins? Because this article writer believes that altcoins actually could pump massively off the back of a spot Bitcoin ETF acceptance. Now, if we take a look at this, we are seeing that when Cointelegraph falsely reported that spot Bitcoin ETFs were accepted last Monday, we saw a huge pump for the price of Bitcoin. Now, that's pretty common at the start of a bull market. Typically, Bitcoin will gain that market dominance for a period of time before falling off a cliff and having the altcoins. Well, the price of Bitcoin won't fall off a cliff, the Bitcoin dominance will fall off a cliff, and then the altcoins will really start to take over and start to push to the upside. So what will happen is Bitcoin does a nice rally, and then the altcoins start to rally, and Bitcoin starts to kind of see some slower incline. So what we've got here is you typically see at the start of a bull market the rotation into alts. Bitcoin has the market dominance, and then altcoins start to come in and people rotate from Bitcoin into their altcoins. And that is how I personally am managing my own portfolio this time around as well. I am massively into Bitcoin right now. I think the hype around spot Bitcoin ETFs, the hopium around spot Bitcoin ETFs, and the optimism around the impact it can have on the cryptocurrency space is massively helping Bitcoin right now. And once we get that acceptance and we see a nice rally off the back of that, that's when I'm personally looking to move some of my portfolio into altcoins, because we have seen over and over again during the middle part of the bull market, or even the second half of the bull market, that's when the altcoins really start to pick up speed. So we can see here, obviously right now we are seeing huge amounts of dips and huge opportunities to buy altcoins at lower prices, but I like to compare my altcoins to Bitcoin, and I believe Bitcoin has got a nice run ahead of it with the anticipated anticipation of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. So what we're seeing here is without the factors of an ETF approval, it can be suggested that Bitcoin is demonstrating the first phase of a market cycle, market dominance. So right now, at the time of this article, Bitcoin dominance is at around 52.4%, its highest since April 2021. Now, this is due to essential to note as Bitcoin is taking a significant market share, likely due to the ETF anticipation. Now, what typically happens in a market cycle is we get Bitcoin getting a huge amount of the market cap, the cryptocurrency market, and then we see large caps getting involved, and then mid caps, and then those small caps start to shoot off as well. So based on this judgment, the ETF fueled build-up could be considered as Bitcoin having its market dominant run, with capital then rotating down the ladder as the dust settles. So this is something that I am definitely on board with here. And we should be looking at the altcoins at this point in time. I am still researching them and trying to find what altcoins I believe will be good in this bull market. As I've said, I've not positioned my portfolio that way just yet, but I will be doing at some point in time. But an interesting article here. And I think the facts like this and the narratives like this are something that's really important and something that a lot of people overlook when they first get into crypto. If you can look at how the market works and how the market typically flows during a bull market, you will have much bigger success. A lot of people come into crypto and say, yep, we want to get this low cap coin. It's going to be the next Ethereum. It's going to be the next Bitcoin. And it's like a low cap coin that's below $1 million market cap. The chances of that going to a high cap, a top 10 cryptocurrency are so small. But if you understand how the market rotates during the bull market, where we see Bitcoin having that bigger dominance and then slowly that rotating into the small caps from Bitcoin to high caps to medium caps to low caps, you can understand how you can best capitalize from that. So little tricks like that are the things that you should be educating yourself on in the cryptocurrency space. Obviously, we produce all of this information and share it with you on Crypto Saving Expert. So make sure to go over to the website, check it out, sign up. You can make a free account on there. And if you want to get more premium aspects, then you can also sign up to Community Plus and Premium membership as well. But let's move on and see what else is going on here. In the cryptocurrency news, the next story is Link, Solana. They are looking to have moved to the upside. We've seen a lot of excitement on cryptocurrency Twitter this morning about these altcoins, specifically Link. I've seen a lot of excitement around that. So let's pull up the price of Link right now. Let's get this off. Let's pull up the price of Chainlink and see what is going on there. So Link USDT. Let's pull this up. We can see it's had a really nice move to the upside within the last couple of days here. So this is the 2-hour chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart here. Looking like the stream is delayed now slightly. Let's see if we can fix that. Nothing too brilliant. Let's see how that's doing. Let's see if it's performing any better. Let me know if today's stream is lagging anymore. Jason Smith said it was lagging, but it seems to be in and out of signal on my end. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let's see what's going on here with the price of Chainlink now. It looks like we are back. So on the daily chart here, you can see that Chainlink has been trapped below a level of resistance for a very long period of time here. So we were looking at this level of resistance. This has been since May 2022. So let's spread this out so we can see this a lot clearer. What we've had is, let's get the time distance here. Chainlink has been stuck under a level of resistance for 531 days. Now that level of resistance is currently at $8.25, and Chainlink has finally broken above that. We've seen a massive break to the upside for Chainlink. I would be very interested to see if we are going to get a retest of that previous level of resistance and use that as a support. That confirmation bounce would be incredibly bullish for the price of Chainlink, and it could be a nice sign for those holders that have been holding on despite the poor performance of Chainlink in this bear market. If we take a look at Chainlink, the price was all the way up at $53 back in the bull market. It is now trading at $9.98. It's had a really poor run in this bear market. Chainlink is one of the projects that I believe in the long term. Probably almost definitely going to be one of the projects that I diversify into when I think the time comes to diversify into altcoins. So it's really nice to see some confidence back in that market and to see that break through that level of resistance there. Let's continue on to this article and see what they're saying here. So Sol and Link have led a 7-day bullish surge in altcoins that could see a breakout above the $30 and $10 resistance levels respectively. So Chainlink obviously has that level of resistance at $10 as well, which it has not yet broken. And Solana has had a similar move, breaking through some levels of resistance. Solana again has a very strong community. The thing with Solana is FTX hold a huge amount of that project, and I know I can cling on to that and say this, like, this is the reason I'm not holding on to it, and a lot of people think, oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter. FTX hold a huge amount of Solana, and if they need to dump their assets into the markets, they will. We've seen with FTX, we've seen with Solana, they have a really strong community. They have a load of people trying to accumulate at these low levels, and we've seen it perform incredibly well when we see small moves to the upside in the markets. Solana has been a leading token when it comes to pumps. However, FTX still hold the token, and that means they can dump that token into the markets and massively dump the price of the asset. I just don't see it as a token that I want to be holding at this point in time, purely because of that. We are seeing lots of on the chat saying big on Solana. I do think the Solana community is great, but FTX can dump those tokens, and I think there are better projects out there. Personally, for my own portfolio, obviously nothing is financial advice, but personally for my own portfolio, I think there's better projects out there that don't have that additional risk. So that's what I personally think, but obviously some people are huge fans of Solana. You can't say it hasn't been pumping well within the last couple of months, and you can't say the community is not strong. So it does have its pros and its cons there. But let's continue on to the next article here and see what every Bitcoin maximalist should own here. So what we've got here is the Bitcoin neon sign. They are available on the Crypto Saving Expert shop. I haven't got mine with me right now, but it will eventually be going up on the wall behind me. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, but it will eventually happen. We've also got some Bitcoin socks, Bitcoin t-shirts. If you go to cryptosavingexpert.com and you go to the merch store there, you can purchase some of these brilliant items. There's the Bitcoin neon sign, and that's got some different settings there. The Bitcoin white paper poster, Bitcoin socks, the thermal mug, and we've got a load more items coming very, very soon. So make sure to keep an eye on the store and place your orders if you haven't already. Let's see what else is going on in the crypto space though. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. What we've got here is Binance is ending its Visa card program and asks users to destroy their cards. So Binance is planning to end its Visa card program in the European region by December. And this is something that we see so frequently in the cryptocurrency space. We keep seeing projects creating cards and they all seem brilliant. They're all really useful, but the cards only last a matter of time. And we have to if you want to be a cryptocurrency card owner, you kind of have to be on rotation all of the time because better cards will come in and the older cards will go out. It's very, very frustrating as somebody who wants to use cryptocurrency cards to see things like this over and over again. You have to keep switching to be able to get the best benefits. But we are seeing some changes there once again. What else have we got here? US Treasury targets crypto mixers in new regulation for combating terrorist financing. So cryptocurrency mixers are protocols like Tornado Cash. Essentially, what you can do is transfer your cryptocurrencies into a cryptocurrency mixer, and the mixer will send out that cryptocurrency to a completely different address, and it will mix all of the cryptocurrency up at the same time, so you can't really trace where the cryptocurrency has come from. Now, we all come into blockchain for the transparency on the blockchain. Cryptocurrency mixers kind of remove that transparency. They make it really, really difficult to determine which wallet the cryptocurrency that's coming out has come in from, and that is the purpose of a cryptocurrency mixer. The US regulators obviously don't like this. They don't want to have a lack of transparency on the blockchain. We did see, unfortunately, an attack of the creators of Tornado Cash about a year ago now. The developer behind Tornado Cash was actually taken to jail for a period of time now. I don't know if he's out of jail now. I don't know what's happened with that story. But I would like to take a look at that because that is an interesting story. It's a very interesting debate there because the developer of Tornado Cash created Tornado Cash. It's a protocol. It's some technology. It's deployed onto the decentralized network. And then he got taken to jail. And the question is, should you be taken to jail if a product that you have created and deployed onto a decentralized network is used by malicious actors? The problem with it is Tornado Cash and other cryptocurrency mixes are commonly used by people trying to launder their funds. Now, obviously, Tornado Cash could be used in a completely innocent way, or it could be used by malicious actors. The developer simply made the project, deployed it onto the network, and malicious actors were taking advantage of that, so he saw the repercussions. And that created a big debate in the cryptocurrency space at the time. I will do some research into what's happened with that case since, and I will talk about that on tomorrow's live stream, so make sure to tune back in tomorrow. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. As I have highlighted, these mixers are commonly used for money laundering by malicious actors in the space, so you can see why regulators don't like them and why they are trying to combat terrorist financing through cryptocurrency mixes there. But let's continue on to the next piece of news here. The FBI has indicted 6 people for operating an unlicensed money transmitting business via crypto. So the FBI has asked the court to issue warrants for the defendant's arrest so they can be imprisoned or bailed there. So if you want more on that story, I will drop the link in today's chat. Monkey Nut says in the chat, hit it, smash it. Hit the like button. Please don't forget. Jordan says, don't mind a mixer. Sometimes they can be used for good, but for the majority of the times, there's a reason you want to remove the trail of your cryptocurrency. Let's see what else is going on here. So beware, scammers are targeting FTX creditors with malicious withdrawal emails. So just be incredibly careful, as always, in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of us come into the crypto space for self-custody, and that means you have to be careful and you have to take accountability for yourself. You need to make sure you're not handing over your cryptocurrency to scammers here. We're seeing a huge amount of scams where people are trying to take advantage of those who lost access to their funds in the FTX collapse back in November last year. So just be incredibly careful if you are one of those FTX users hoping to get some of your cryptocurrency back. It seems that the scammers like to prey on people who have been in an unfortunate situation and are desperate to get their funds back. In that kind of scenario, people are more likely to try and jump at something when they first see it. They may jump and click on the links in the email because they're so excited that they might get their funds back for the first time after a year of waiting. And then, unfortunately, these scammers can take advantage of that opportunity and drain your account. So just be incredibly careful if you are one of those waiting to get your FTX funds back, and make sure you're doing your due diligence before you open any emails, click on any links, and just practice safe practices there. What else have we got here today? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. What we've got here is WorldCoin to start playing orb operators in let's try that one again. WorldCoin to start paying orb operators in WLD. So the WorldCoin Foundation has announced that they will begin paying their orb operators in their native token as opposed to USDC. So per the announcement on the 22nd of October, orb operators will no longer receive USDC payments from November. I see this as a positive thing. It gives their token more utility, and something that we should expect over the next couple of days. Very positive news there for WorldCoin users. WorldCoin is a controversial cryptocurrency, to say the least. But let's move on now and go on to the price of Bitcoin. Let's talk about that. We've not spoken too much about what's going on within the last couple of days, except saying that it's going to go up. So let's take a look at what's going on here. We are looking at the 1 hour chart. We have a level of support right here that is on a very, very strong angle. That angle gives me a little bit of fear because it means that it can't hold forever. What we've got here is almost $30,700. The level of support is at $30,000 approximately. I would like to point out that if we go onto the daily chart, if we look at these levels here, at this point here, when we were back down at $25,870, and at this point here, throughout this period of time, we were here on this channel saying Bitcoin is probably going to retest that $32,000 level. Now, we've been saying that since these lows, when nobody else was feeling too bullish, there was something that came into the markets at this point in time that was volatility that we have not seen in a while, and it really gave an indication that we were ready to retest that level once again, and that is exactly what has happened. So our analysis here has been absolutely spot on. Make sure to follow us for more more analysis, what we've got here is if we take a level of resistance here as well, it does actually count. Now, I don't like taking my channels on this strong of an angle, but if this is what the chart's saying, this is what the chart's saying. What we've got here is a level of resistance, which is around $30,970 right now, and the level of support at $30,000 there as well. So let's keep an eye on those levels. We also have some really, really significant levels of resistance, which we've not spoken about in a while because they haven't really been relevant, but it seems that they are now relevant once again. And let's get a box out for this instead. So we want to be looking at between the $33,000 level to the, let's get that right. In fact, we can go all the way down to there. Let's see if we can get this a little bit smaller. I think we should go from this level of resistance from back on the 30th of May. And then I'm looking at this level of resistance from back on the 14th of April. And then obviously we were rejected by that really strong $32,000 level of resistance back in July. So what we're looking at here is the zone between $31,000 and $32,400 as a level of resistance. In particular, we are looking at that $32,000 level, which is incredibly strong and isn't going to be easy to battle and get through. However, the excitement around spot Bitcoin ETFs right now is, I believe, the reason why we are seeing this movement to the upside. What we have here is a lot of people saw last week when we saw that fake spot Bitcoin ETF acceptance announcement from Cointelegraph, where they falsely reported that an ETF had been accepted. We saw the price of Bitcoin move pretty quickly to the upside, and now a lot of people are looking at that and going, well, if that actually happens, how high could the price go? And if that actually happens, I'm going to regret not buying at these points at these prices. So a lot of people are buying in right now, taking advantage of that opportunity with the hopes that the spot Bitcoin ETFs will be accepted within the coming months. The final deadline is March, but it's highly anticipated we could see a response prior to that deadline in the 15th of January. So people are trying to get in and get involved before that news is announced. And hopefully it's what we all expect. 90% of experts right now are suggesting there's a 90% probability that we are going to see a spot Bitcoin ETF acceptance with these applications. So hopefully we do, but fingers crossed we get that sooner rather than later. What we don't want to see is a rejection and see the markets have to have that strong retrace there. But it is still possible and something we should be aware of. Monkey Nut says, adverts, it's revenue for her. Fair play, Jess. I hope you start getting thousands of likes in the bull run. Thank you very much. Apologies for the adverts. There shouldn't be too many in the videos, but I will check and make sure that it's not just spamming you all with adverts, because I know that can be very frustrating. We've got 19 likes on today's stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest crypto news. That is all we have for today from today's live stream. We are all working very, very hard at Crypto Saving Expert to create the best educational platform for you all. We have the latest cryptocurrency news, courses, and guides on the website, so please make sure to check it out and make sure to check out the merch store. We've worked very hard on that, making sure all of our projects are top tier, and we are working on bringing out more products very, very soon. So make sure to stay tuned on that. That is all we have for today, though. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, if you are a Community Plus member, make sure to continue to check out the CSE Discord channel. We're all very active in that as well, so make sure to check that out. But that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching.